Yeah, but so there's still, I mean, it's crazy too because there's still more happening in court. Like, I mean, everything is still active even though we're not hearing about it as much anymore. And the people may be fatigued like we talked about prior to.
10 years.
Oh, Mr. Diddy, aka Mr. Love. Now, Dr.
No, Sean Carter.
It's a story so shocking and layered with intrigue that it's hard to believe it's unfolding in real life. Jay-Z, one of the most celebrated musicians and entrepreneurs of our time, has been drawn into a scandal that could redefine how the public perceives him. Alongside Sean Diddy Combs, Jay-Z is now facing allegations that date back to 2000, accusations that have rocked the music industry and left fans grasping for answers. But how did we get here? Let's dive into the details.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was assaulted by both men.
The accusations stem from an incident that allegedly took place at an after-party following the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000. According to a recently amended lawsuit, a now adult woman, referred to only as Jane Doe, claims she was taken to a party hosted by Diddy where she encountered Jay-Z. What happened next forms the core of the allegations, a series of traumatic events that she says changed her life forever. The lawsuit initially named only Diddy as a defendant, but in a stunning twist, Jay-Z was added to the case just days ago. This move has turned what was already a high-profile legal battle into a media firestorm.
In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away."
Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, hasn't taken these accusations lightly. In fact, his response has been anything but subtle. Shortly after the lawsuit was refiled, Jay-Z issued a fiery statement calling the claims stupid and accusing the accuser's lawyer, Tony Buzbee, of orchestrating a campaign of extortion. "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt, called a demand letter, from a lawyer named Tony Buzbee," Jay-Z said. What he calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. This isn't just a denial, it's a counterattack. Jay-Z has gone so far as to file a separate lawsuit against Bees, accusing him of harassment and attempting to tarnish his reputation. But Buzbee, a controversial figure in his own right, hasn't backed down. He claims the accusations against Jay-Z and Diddy are credible and that his client has been emboldened by the rapper's aggressive tactics. "We will not be bullied or intimidated," Buzbee declared in a statement. "The truth will come out in court." The details of the lawsuit are as disturbing as they are specific. Jane Doe alleges that she was lured to the after-party by a limousine driver who claimed to work for Diddy. Once there, she says she was encouraged to sign a non-disclosure agreement and offered a drink that made her feel disoriented. She claims she sought refuge in a bedroom, only to be followed by Diddy and Jay-Z. What allegedly transpired in that room has become the focus of the lawsuit, with Jane Doe stating that she was taken advantage of while others stood by and did nothing to intervene.
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
The specificity of her claims has left many wondering, could there be witnesses who will corroborate her story? The lawsuit mentions the presence of celebrities and staff at the party, raising questions about who else might have seen or even participated in the events of that night. The accuser's legal team has hinted that they are prepared to call witnesses if the case goes to trial, setting the stage for what could be a highly publicized courtroom showdown. Adding another layer of complexity, Jay-Z has petitioned the court to force Jane Doe to reveal her identity, arguing that he cannot adequately defend himself against an anonymous accuser. Mr. Carter should not have to defend himself in the brightest of spotlights against an accuser who hides in complete darkness, his legal team stated. This move has sparked a heated debate about the rights of accusers versus the rights of the accused, particularly in cases involving public figures. Critics of Jay-Z's petition argue that revealing the accuser's identity could expose her to harassment and intimidation, while supporters claim it's a necessary step to ensure a fair trial.
Did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant. And not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming alcohol and things of that nature.
And then there's Diddy, already embroiled in his own legal troubles, including federal charges that could land him in prison for decades. Diddy's inclusion in this lawsuit has only added to the mountain of accusations against him. Unlike Jay-Z, Diddy has largely remained silent about these latest allegations, leaving his legal team to issue statements. Denying any wrongdoing, Mr. Combs has full confidence in the facts and the integrity of the judicial process, his representative said. In court, the truth will prevail. But the question remains, why now? Why, after more than 2 decades, are these allegations coming to light? Some speculate that the recent wave of lawsuits against Diddy, many of which involve allegations of misconduct dating back years, has emboldened other alleged victims to come forward. Others point to New York's recently expired Adult Survivors Act, which temporarily lifted the statute of limitations for civil cases involving certain types of abuse. This law allowed Jane Doe to file her lawsuit, and it's possible that other accusers may follow suit.
As far as, is he going to turn people in? Is he going to cooperate? If the federal government wants him to cooperate and they're going to cut his time, because right now he's looking at 15 to life. With all the charges he won't get out until 70 years old. He about 70. That's when they start talking about letting him come to a halfway house.
Jay-Z's connection to Diddy has only fueled speculation. The two men have been close friends and collaborators for decades, attending countless industry events together and even referring to each other as family. Their bond has been well documented, with Diddy once stating that Jay-Z is the only person other than his mother who calls him by his legal first name, Sean. This friendship has now become a point of scrutiny, with critics questioning whether their closeness extends to a shared history of problematic behavior. As the accusations against Jay-Z and Diddy continue to unfold, fans and critics alike are left grappling with the implications. For Jay-Z, the stakes couldn't be higher. His carefully curated image as a family man and business mogul is at risk, with some wondering how Beyonce, his wife of over a decade, is handling the situation. A report suggests that the couple is working with a crisis management team to navigate the fallout, but the strain on their marriage is palpable.
And we do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that Jay-Z is accused of a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit.
The ripple effects of this lawsuit are already being felt across the entertainment industry. Celebrities who attended the 2000 after party or have been associated with Jay-Z and Diddy are reportedly bracing themselves for potential fallout. Rumors are swirling about who else might be implicated, with some insiders suggesting this could be just the tip of the iceberg. And then there's the looming question of evidence. Jane Doe's lawsuit describes specific locations, people, and actions, raising the possibility that corroborating details could emerge as the case progresses.
I want to start with just the statement from Jay-Z, which is so forceful in its denial. I just read a teeny part of it, it's long, where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
The timing of these allegations has also led to a flurry of conspiracy theories. Some believe that Diddy, desperate to reduce his own legal exposure, may have thrown Jay-Z under the bus by leaking his involvement. Others argue that this is part of a broader attempt to take down powerful figures in the music industry, with Jay-Z and Diddy serving as high-profile targets. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is clear: this case is far from over. Jay-Z's response to the allegations has been as calculated as it is combative. By taking a hardline stance and launching his own legal counterattacks, he's sending a message to his accusers that he won't go down without a fight. But this strategy carries risks. The more vocal he becomes, the more he opens himself up to scrutiny, and the more he risks alienating fans who are already questioning his innocence. In contrast, Diddy's silence has been deafening, leaving many to wonder whether his legal troubles have finally caught up with him.
You know, a lot of times lawsuits are like playing poker. Like even when you feign, that you have strength, it could be that you have some weakness in your case. So Busby's never going to say that he doesn't have the evidence. I mean, Busby's always going to say he's got the evidence. He's always going to say, oh, we're going to look at multiple other people, we're going to do all this, because he wants to put that fear into that individual.
As the lawsuit moves forward, the world will be watching. Will Jay-Z and Diddy be able to clear their names, or will the weight of these allegations prove too much to overcome? And what will this mean for the music industry as a whole, where whispers of misconduct have long been ignored or swept under the rug? For now, all we can do is wait and brace ourselves for what promises to be a dramatic and potentially game-changing legal battle. The next chapter of this story is just beginning. The spotlight on Jay-Z and Diddy has only grown brighter as the fallout from these allegations continues to ripple through the entertainment world. What's fascinating and disturbing is how interconnected this case is becoming. It's no longer just about two music moguls facing accusations, it's about the larger web of celebrity culture, power, and the lengths people will go to protect their own. And with every new detail that emerges, it feels like we're watching the unraveling of an empire.
Everybody familiar with the old Houdini? So what Diddy's lawyers are trying to do is pull a Houdini. They're trying to say that the evidence that they have is different. Well, it's not different. The video that the entire world has seen is not going to go away. The fact that he had parties that were freak-offs is not going away. So it's just a question of whether or not Diddy is able to make bond.
Let's start with the legal responses, which have been nothing short of theatrical. On one side, you have Jay-Z, who has come out swinging like a heavyweight fighter. His legal team isn't just focused on defending him, they're taking the offensive against everyone involved. From suing the accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, to filing motions to force the plaintiff to reveal her identity, Jay-Z is leaving no stone unturned. His argument: if the allegations are so serious, why not file a criminal case instead of a civil one? Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? He said in his statement. It's a bold move, and one that's clearly meant to paint him as the victim of a money grab.
Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement.
Yeah.
He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down.
But here's where things get murky. Critics of Jay-Z's approach have pointed out that his aggressive tactics could backfire. By trying to force the accuser to go public, he risks being seen as a bully, someone using his wealth and influence to intimidate a vulnerable individual. And while Jay-Z insists he's fighting for the truth, others see it as a deflection, a way to shift the narrative away from the allegations and onto the character of those making them. It's a high-risk strategy, and only time will tell if it pays off. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal team has taken a much quieter approach. Perhaps it's because he's already facing so many other charges, including federal accusations of trafficking and conspiracy, that his lawyers are trying to avoid drawing more attention to this particular case. Or maybe it's because Diddy knows he's in too deep and is trying to minimize the damage. Either way, the contrast between his silence and Jay-Z's loud denials couldn't be starker. And this silence is fueling speculation. After all, if Diddy is innocent, why not come out and say so? Why leave the public to fill in the blanks?
So, civil complaint, simply allegations, needs to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality, and, we'll see what happens or if the DA looks and investigates.
While the legal strategies are playing out in courtrooms and press releases, the public reaction has been just as intense. Social media, as always, has become a battlefield. Fans are divided, with some standing firmly behind Jay-Z and Diddy, citing their decades of success and philanthropy as proof of their character. Others, however, are less convinced, arguing that power and money often shield people from accountability. The hashtags and memes are flying, with phrases like "Justice for Jane Doe" trending alongside "Leave Jay-Z alone." It's a digital tug of war, and neither side is backing down.
No, I'm not surprised by the ruling because, as she cited in her order, there are very serious allegations about the danger that he potentially poses to other witnesses and the public at large. There are allegations that he has, been violent with others. He's also attempted to allegedly intimidate other witnesses and still contact witnesses while incarcerated.
And then there's the celebrity commentary, which has added another layer of drama to this already explosive story. 50 Cent, never one to shy away from controversy, has been particularly vocal. He recently posted a video on Instagram joking about Jay-Z's situation, captioning it with, "Are we still having the Super Bowl halftime show? Just asking for a friend." The post was accompanied by a meme of Jay-Z looking worried, which many interpreted as a jab at the rapper's current predicament. 50 Cent's trolling didn't stop there. He later shared an AI-generated clip of Jay-Z and Diddy being arrested at a glamorous party, complete with wine glasses still in hand. While some found the humor in it, others criticized 50 Cent for making light of such serious allegations. But 50 Cent isn't just trolling for the sake of it. His comments point to a larger question: how will these accusations affect Jay-Z's business empire? As the founder of Roc Nation, a company that has partnerships with the NFL and other major organizations, Jay-Z's reputation is a key part of his brand. If the public loses faith in him, it could have ripple effects across his various ventures. Already there are whispers that some of his business partners are considering their options, waiting to see how this plays out before making any public statements. And while it's unlikely that Jay-Z will lose everything, the damage to his legacy could be significant.
Are scared of him. I think they more so, they don't want him to embarrass their reputation and things that they've been known for. You understand? I think that
Diddy, on the other hand, has more immediate concerns. He's currently in custody, awaiting trial on charges that could land him in prison for the rest of his life. His attempts to secure bail have been denied multiple times, with prosecutors arguing that he poses a risk to the community. And while his legal team insists he's innocent, the sheer volume of accusations against him is staggering. From former employees to ex-girlfriends, it seems like everyone has a story about Diddy's alleged misconduct. And with federal investigators reportedly building a larger case against him, it's clear that this is just the beginning. What's particularly interesting and troubling is how these allegations are forcing other celebrities to come under scrutiny. The lawsuit mentions that other well-known figures were present at the 2000 after-party, and while their names haven't been revealed yet, the speculation is rampant. Some insiders have suggested that this could lead to a domino effect, with more lawsuits being filed against other high-profile individuals. Ashton Kutcher, Ellen DeGeneres, and even Oprah have been rumored to have attended similar parties, raising questions about what they may have seen or known. And while these are just rumors for now, the possibility of more big names being dragged into the scandal has Hollywood on edge. Adding fuel to the fire is the fact that federal authorities are said to be in possession of video evidence from some of Diddy's infamous gatherings. According to reports, these clips show not only Diddy but also other celebrities engaging in behavior that could be considered incriminating. And while none of this footage has been made public yet, the mere existence of it is enough to make people nervous. If these tapes are as damning as some claim, they could blow the lid off an entire culture of misconduct that's been allowed to flourish in the shadows.
I mean, that fact in of itself is a big deal, because when you're talking about going back in time and talking about these allegations from other alleged victims, you know, there's not a lot of police reports, but you guys actually have one. And is that going to be revealed? Are we going to be able to see it?
Yes, as soon as I file my lawsuit in civil court, I will be attaching the criminal complaint.
But let's not forget the human cost of all this. At the center of these allegations is Jane Doe, a woman who says she's been living with the trauma of that night for over 2 decades. Her decision to come forward wasn't an easy one, and the backlash she's facing is a reminder of how difficult it is for survivors to speak out against powerful individuals. Jay-Z's attempts to force her to reveal her identity have only added to the pressure, with some accusing him of trying to silence her through intimidation. And while her lawyer Tony Buzbee has vowed to stand by her, the road ahead will undoubtedly be a challenging one. What's also striking is how this case is shining a spotlight on the broader issues within the entertainment industry. For years, there have been whispers about the behavior of certain celebrities and the culture of secrecy that protects them. This lawsuit is pulling back the curtain, exposing not just the alleged actions of Jay-Z and Diddy, but also the systems that allow such behavior to go unchecked. From enablers to bystanders, there's a growing sense that it's not just the accused who should be held accountable, but everyone who turned a blind eye.
Welcome to Popcorn Planet's The Interview, the series where we get in depth with amazing people, and I'm so honored to have this special guest with us here. Precious Muir, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, my love?
I'm great. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm making sure I center you a little bit more. There we go. So honored to have you here. You have some stories to tell. You've survived the white parties.
As the story continues to unfold, the stakes couldn't be higher. For Jay-Z, it's about preserving his legacy and proving his innocence. For Diddy, it's about fighting for his freedom in the face of overwhelming accusations. And for the entertainment industry as a whole, it's about reckoning with a culture that has long prioritized profit and power over accountability. But perhaps the most important question is, will justice be served? Or will this become yet another example of the rich and powerful escaping consequences? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.